Hi everyone, welcome back to Clipping for Coupons with Allie. I am here today to share with you a super simple snack recipe. This recipe is going to be geared towards our upcoming holiday of Easter, and usually when you think of Rice Krispie treats, you are thinking of a square snack. So this is going to be completely different. It is super cute and definitely affordable. You don't have to do this just for Easter or the holidays. You can do this yummy snack anytime that you would like. So today we are going to be making Rice Krispie treat nests, and all you will need is just the ingredients and items that you see pictured here. So what you will need to make this snack, you will need cooking spray. I have some Pam that I'm going to be using. And you don't have to use Pam if you don't have that around the house. You can always use muffin cups or the little baking cups, and also parchment paper as well. Any one of those will do the trick for us. You will also need a muffin tin, and I went ahead to Dollar Tree and I picked this up for just $1. So if you don't have one at home, head over to Dollar Tree and you can find a 6-piece muffin pan or muffin tin. You're also going to need some measure cups. You're going to need a 1 cup, 1/4 cup, and 1 teaspoon. And I'll get into all of the details later. This is just everything that you will need to start. You're also going to need butter, 1/4 cup. You're also going to need marshmallows. They don't necessarily have to be the mini marshmallows like I have here. So it is completely up to you if you want to buy the minis or if you want to buy the regular size. If you do buy the regular size, you're going to need a 10-ounce package. Because these are the mini ones, I'm going to be using a 16-ounce package. Those were under $1 at Walmart, so super cheap, definitely affordable. And if you guys have Ibotta, always check to see if they have a rebate offer for any item. Usually it's around 25 cents, and if you can do that, it will lower your out-of-pocket for this snack even more. You're also going to need some Rice Krispies, and I picked up the Great Value brand. They worked just as well as the regular name brand. So I went ahead and picked those up. I picked up a whole box because we will need 6 cups of the Rice Krispies. Also, we're going to be using some baking vanilla. It is vanilla extract, and we're going to need 1 tablespoon of that. Also, to kind of fancy this treat up a little bit, I picked up some of the robin eggs candy, and we're going to go ahead and place those inside of the nest when we are done. So the nest is going to be the Rice Krispie treats, and the robin eggs are going to sit inside of the nest. And also, not pictured here, you are also going to need a saucepan and a wooden spoon or something to stir the Rice Krispies and the marshmallows together. Okay, so first thing that I did was measure out all of the ingredients that I needed. So I measured 1/4 cup of butter inside of this little measure cup. I also measured out 6 cups of the Rice Krispies. And here it is. So 6 cups of Rice Krispies. I went ahead and I just measured those out beforehand. It's going to make things much easier. Once you have the marshmallows melted, you guys are going to want to do the next few steps fairly quickly. So make sure everything is measured out. Remember, 10-ounce package of the marshmallows. I have the mini marshmallows. I'm using a 16-ounce package. So I'm not going to measure those out. I'm just going to leave them in their package and dump the whole thing in slowly. So step 1, what you need to do is grab your saucepan and you want to put it on a clean burner. Make sure everything that you're using is clean. And of course, before you start, I should have mentioned this before, make sure you wash your hands and everything that you're going to be using. So I have the saucepan, I put it on the burner. Right now I have the oven or the stove on 2, so you want it on the low or medium heat to start. And after the saucepan warms up for about 2 minutes or so, what we're going to do is we're going to add 1/4 cup of butter. We're going to wait until it starts to melt, and then we are going to slowly add the marshmallows and mix them together with the butter while it's in the saucepan. So I'm waiting about 2 minutes for the pan to warm up, and then I'm going to take this butter and I'm going to place it in the pan and we are going to watch it melt. Okay, so I think the pan is about warm, so I'm going to take this and we're going to place this inside of the saucepan, and instantly you can hear it start to melt. You don't want your burner too high. If it does, it will start to burn. If you need to, you can always turn it down a little bit. So don't leave your saucepan warming up for too long, but you want to make sure that it is going to be melting the butter instead of burning it. Now, this butter was not right out of the fridge. This was left at room temperature for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours this morning. So I'm sure you can use it right out of the fridge if you forget to take it out. But either way, all you have to do is melt it. And once this is completely melted, go ahead and put your 10-ounce package of marshmallows in this pan with the butter. You're going to want to stir it slowly and make sure you don't pour all of the marshmallows in all at once, and it will just make for an easier melting process for the marshmallows. I hope you guys can see this okay. So as you can see, we have a lot of melted butter here at the bottom. Remember, it is 1/4 cup of butter. And always get the Great Value brands if you guys can. It is much, much cheaper. So I did turn down the burner just a little bit, and as you can see, the butter is warm enough for it to be melted, but it is not bubbling or burning. Okay, so next I'm going to slowly pour in the marshmallows. And I'm only going to do a few at a time. So if I were just kind of pouring this from a little measure cup or maybe like a handful, I would say do about 1.5 handfuls to 2 handfuls and just kind of stir it around in the butter. Once you notice that it is starting to melt, you can go ahead and add some more. So do all of this slowly and make sure that it does not burn. So I have added some more marshmallows, and all you do is just keep mixing until you have your marshmallow mix. So remember, we have butter in here that is going to help it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. And if you need to, if the burner is too low, you can always turn it up just a little bit, but just be very careful. So make sure you melt your marshmallows. It's going to start to look a little bit like fluff. And we just want to keep melting that and slowly adding marshmallows. The mixing process of this and the melting, I would say that it would take anywhere from about 4 to 6 minutes. It really just depends on your stove and the heat that it pumps out. But as you can see, I don't have all of the marshmallows in there yet. I'm going to get ready to pour the rest of them in there. But you can see that all of the marshmallows are breaking down and it's more of a sticky mixture now. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the rest of our marshmallows. All right. So we're going to let the rest of this melt, and I'm going to keep stirring it, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so all of our marshmallows are in here and they are melting, and as you can see, it starts to become a sticky, stringy mixture. That's exactly what we want. That is going to hold our Rice Krispie nest together. And also as a reminder, if you guys are having a hard time writing everything down or kind of keeping track of the ingredients and steps, on the back of the cereal box from the Great Value Rice Krispies, there is a recipe right on there, and that is exactly what I am following. So if you guys wanted to know just a little tip, and we're starting to have all of this melted. It does get a little tricky to stir. My arms are getting a little bit tired, but we are almost there. And can you guys see that? And the more you stir, the faster you stir, the more it breaks down the mini marshmallows or the marshmallows that are in there. Okay, you guys, so we have our marshmallow mixture. It is completely clump free by the bigger marshmallows. And as you can see, it is stringy and it should be fairly easy to pick up and to actually mix to the Rice Krispies. So this is about done, and I'm going to go ahead and get my separate bowl, and I'm going to pour the vanilla extract, the 1 teaspoon. I'm going to pour that on the bottom of that bowl. And then I'm going to add the Rice Krispies, and then we're going to add our mixture. Don't let the marshmallows cool down completely, because this is what is going to hold our Rice Krispie treats together. So right here I have my separate bowl, and I have my Rice Krispies already measured out to 6 cups, and I have my vanilla extract right here. And we're going to take this, we're going to do 1 teaspoon, and we're going to pour that on the bottom of the bowl. And then we are going to take our Rice Krispies, and we're going to pour them in here. So we have 6 cups of Rice Krispies, and we have a 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. So here is our final product of the marshmallow mix. Remember, this has 1/4 cup of butter and 10 ounces of regular marshmallows, or 16 ounces of the mini marshmallows. So be careful, the pan is still going to be hot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the marshmallow mix right on top of the Rice Krispies. And this is super sticky. It may be helpful if you have somebody that can hold the pan for you. The pan does get a little awkward and heavy, but as long as you do it slowly, be careful that you do not burn yourself. Remember, this pan was just on the stove. And this stuff is so sticky, so be careful. And then once we have that, what I like to do is I like to switch spoons. So I have a metal spoon, and I'm just going to take off what's left on this spoon from the stove that we used to mix this. And then we are going to go ahead and mix this up. And you guys, you can make regular Rice Krispie treats too out of this. It doesn't necessarily have to be something for Easter or a holiday. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up completely, really, really good. And I will be right back, and I will show you the next step. Okay, so here is our final product of our mixture. of the vanilla extract in our marshmallow mix and our Rice Krispies. This was a little bit hard. It took a few minutes. When I say hard, it's just a lot of stirring. So sometimes your arms get tired, but I promise you the end product is definitely worth it. So here is my bowl of the Rice Krispies, and I also have my muffin pan from Dollar Tree. And what I did for easy cleanup is I put in these little muffin tin trays. They're just the Reynolds baking tins. And I went ahead and I put these in each space. And then I also sprayed the inside of these with just a little bit of the Pam cooking spray. This one right here. So that is just for easy takeout for snacking. This is super sticky, so it is definitely going to be helpful. Now, if you guys want, you can do this just with your hands. Make sure they are washed and clean. Or you can put some gloves on. Or what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the Pam spray and take my hand that I'm going to be using, and I just spray it a little bit and then rub both of my hands together, and that is going to prevent some of the marshmallow from completely sticking to my hand. So what you do next is grab a tiny handful, and my hands are pretty small, so this is just like maybe a half a handful if you have bigger hands. And this is super sticky. That's why we use the Pam spray. So you don't want them too big. And I have kind of this round ball of Rice Krispies. And what I'm going to do once they are in a ball is put my thumb in the center, and this is going to start to create the nest. And be careful, it is super sticky. Don't wait until these completely cool down because it will be a little bit harder to mold, but you don't want to do it as soon as it is done. So here we go. We're just kind of working the Rice Krispies together, and we want to create a nest. So the center of the Rice Krispies needs to be a little bit deeper so we can place our robin's eggs inside of these nests. So here is our first one. They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be fancy, but as you can see, it looks something like this. So this is our first one. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just place it in our first baking tin. And we're just going to repeat those steps. This is cooling down, so you want to do it fairly quickly. And here is my next little ball. You're going to go ahead and make it into a circle and kind of just press it lightly together with your hands. And then we need to make our circle or a little nest. So here we go. We are just pressing down in the center while we are keeping the structure of the round Rice Krispie. So here is number 2, and none of them are going to look exactly the same. They are all going to be different, and they are all going to be unique. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make 6 of these, and I'm going to fill up the rest of these, and then I will be right back. Okay, so here we are with our final product of making all 6 of the nests. And like I said, I got this pan at Dollar Tree. I have some of the baking cups lined in here with a little bit of the Pam cooking spray. And we have the nest that we created from the mixture bowl. And we just kind of made those into little balls and then pressed down the center of them so we can place the robin's eggs, which are these right here. These are like little Whoppers candies. I found this at Walmart with the rest of the ingredients for about $1. So this is a super cheap treat. Say that 5 times fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of these eggs, and I'm going to get, I think, one of each color just to make it a little bit fancier. And what we're going to do is we're going to just place these robin's eggs right in the center of the nest. And you don't necessarily have to use this candy if you don't want to. You can put some sprinkles, you can put M&Ms. If you guys have some of those clearance M&Ms from Christmas or Valentine's Day, you can definitely use those as well. So anything that you already have around the house is definitely going to make this cheaper, and who doesn't like cheaper? So here is our finished product of our robin's nest. So pretty much it's just a little bird's nest with some robin's eggs. You can put as many as you want, as little as you want. Or if you would like, you don't have to go this far. You can stop at the final step and you can just have Rice Krispie treats. You can make them into little circles, little squares, anything that you guys would want. Definitely do that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys like these videos and if you would like to see more. Of course, please give this video a thumbs up and feel free to share. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.